We got hail. We rarely ever get hail. Into that hot, cold air. I closed all the windows up. My daughter left all the windows upstairs open. My wife's got a few windows cracked up a little bit, but I don't think that'll be a problem. I just thought of that. Woo! Look at that, everybody. There it is. Wow. Yikes. I'm crazy, aren't I? Be a lightning bolt, probably kick my ass. I'll be laying on the ground. Like I say, they're saying some 70-mile-an-hour winds are going to come through here. Does my barn stay up? The video of the Iceman being swept away. Wow. This is where I've witnessed just a flood come through the property. Where there'll just be a massive wall of water. Because of that neighborhood up the road, the street, this property never would have been approved for development the way they engineered the roadways. Because everything comes up off the hill down there into my property. And it gets radical. This gutter here is clogged up. Just another, well, project for me. Doesn't end. Now, if I was in the barn right now, Willow and Tango would literally be scratching. They would be all over me, trying to get next to me. So this is interesting. We have light back here. The skies are lightening up. So did we skate it? Did it go further north? I mean, it's much darker north, like in Frederick. So I may have skated this really radical storm. Yeah, I'd have to say right now that we may have, we were just on the tail end of it. Nope, there's lightning right there. Now, really heavy gusty winds. My concern is that greenhouse. You know, would those windows pop out? I don't know. I closed that one window. You know, I opened up the one window to vent that a little better. And I'm glad we did that. Yeah, so here we are. You are now hanging out with the Iceman on the Saturday evening storm. And I don't think we're gonna get the radical storm they said, which doesn't bother me, but I wish we get some more rain just because we need the water. How many storms has that little house seen? The property here is 1834 is the deed of property. Think about that, everybody. This home is close to 200 years old. The property is, I can't say if the structure is, but the property is, from my understanding. It used to be the parish house, where the house up here, you can't see it, but there's an old church up the way here. And so back in the day, apparently the parish lived in this house. And it wasn't nearly this size. That whole front room there, that wasn't there. That was a little itty-bitty porch. And then on the other side of the house, same thing. That front area was a little porch. And the back had a little porch. So the house was probably a half the size, if not even 2/3 smaller. Here we go. So I think we're going to be okay. Now down in Florida, I got caught in the rain like what you just saw come through. Every bit, if not more, with Julie and I coming back from the Manatee State Park up there, way up near Crystal River. And I've got a whole video on that. I'm sure many people who follow my channel know about that. You see right here, dude, it's all breaking up behind me, so you may get a little bit more rain with it. I think it's over. Trying to go by a tractor supply today and get some kind of a pond, a little more better of a pond control of the algae. I gotta look into that. I can see the grass growing in front of my eyes. There it is. I've been resisting putting on shorts because I know it's supposed to get cold again. But I broke down today and yesterday and wore shorts. But here we are. As I feel the cooler weather setting in. Who doesn't just love a nice summer rain? That's one of my favorites. When it's hot, it's all get out. You get a nice storm come through and everything cools down. And it's so nice. And we're not in the summer months, but it's definitely been humidity factor, and definitely been hot. So this is a nice cool down. I haven't seen the black snake around here in a long time. I used to see a black snake every year, like down that basement. I go down and change that water filter. One year I went down there, and I literally look up above my head when I'm down there, and there's a black snake literally looking down at my face. I was like, ooh, yikes. Yeah, it's such a bummer. I like the black snakes, but one year I was cutting grass and I cut that damn thing in half. I felt bad about that. Poor damn snake. And then that brown snake, that's just a garden bug-eating snake. The tortoise or the snapping turtle, it's probably just hanging out in the pond, like it always does. Yeah, some sunny skies right behind us. Pretty incredible. For all the years I've lived here, for all my friends, my family, it's really just incredible how I used to have popcorn and my mother up there. Up in that house, you go back 15 years ago, 2010. You go back 25 years ago, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, through about 2011. My parents would come up here during the summer months. So my dad would be over there. It's like right now, if you went back like 15 plus years ago, I would have been up there making everybody a meal, or my mother would have been making a meal. So right now, we would have been up at my parents' house, most likely, having a Saturday evening meal. And my dad and I would be hanging out in the back lanai, and Julia would be just hanging out there with us and running around. Because she would have been, in 2010, she would have been 4 years old. So she'd have been around playing with popcorn. I got pictures of all that stuff. And then back, my brother, sisters used to come up, my brother-in-law, and even my brother had friends who'd come over here. We'd all hang out. It's just incredible how as you get older in life, that all just, all your friends and family, they start to disappear. I was thinking to myself, my mother literally passed just before this all played out in Julia's life. And I think my mother would have been really excited for Julia. Because here's the dirty secret. Popcorn and my mother did the same thing Chris and Julia did. So if you don't think that Julia is so much like my dad, I mean, it's incredible. My father and mother, they eloped. They did. Now, they knew each other a little longer. But the whole point is, I only wish my video that I made with my dad talking yesterday, I wish I would have brought that up. I should have put him on the spot. Hey, Dad, does this bring back any memories that you and Mother eloped? Yeah. In fact, it's funny, Chris and Julia made a comment, well, you kind of spurred the idea of us eloping. I'm thinking, so now you're going to blame me for eloping? Really? I'm like, oh, okay. So you couldn't figure that out on your own? They're like, Joe, great. Don't be telling everybody that. But the wife's like, oh, you planted that seed to go elope? I'm always guilty. Yeah, so hey, popcorn. What about that story? So the point is, my mother could relate with what's going on because she fell madly in love with my father, and things moved very quickly. And there's even more to that story, which I just can't share with you. There's a lot more to that story that I figured out as a very young man that had my mother in tears. So there's much more to that than what I'm sharing with you through my channel. But the point is, I wish yesterday I would have said to Dad, hey, Dad, boy, this sure sounds familiar. Julia runs off with the other guy, and my mother did the same thing with you. And there it is. Look, so the skies are coming out. The rain has dissipated. If I don't see many more thunder strikes around me, I'll let the dogs back out. And then, do I try to get a fire going with all that wet wood? Because it's gotten chilly. It's chilled down now, where a nice fire would be good. But I'm looking at my radar screen, because they're saying until 10 p.m. tonight, we're going to have a severe weather. But was that the gist of it? I don't know. And shabam! Look at that, everybody. Shabam! It's over. It's over. The storm has subsided. We've got, looks like, sunny skies on the back end. And let's go see if the Challenger got cleaned off. Let's see if all the bird crap. That's one thing I like about these heavy storms is one thing you gotta do in my place, you have to unplug that drain, otherwise it overflows. So for the most part, I should probably wipe down a little bit, but looks like for the most part it kind of came off. I need to get a towel and try to wipe some stuff down still, but yeah, here's the sunshine right here, everybody. So I'm gonna let the dogs back out, and I'll open the barn right now. I'm getting a lot of compliments on my this truck right here. It really is a great truck. I just hate have to get up into it. The hell? Oh, it's never easy, everybody. I have so many damn these things drive me nuts. I have so many damn things, and one's programmed on the left, the middle, the right. It just drives you nuts. Well, then now I throw it upside down. It'll miraculously at nighttime open the damn barn doors. What the hell is this? All right. It's interesting. A lot of people are saying, you know, so is now Chris going to buy Julia? Oh, this is classic. Oh, I just tell you. So it's just, it doesn't end now. Doesn't end. Doesn't end. Is anything simple? Nothing is simple. Nothing. So I have to close the barn doors all the way so they synchronize to open up together. I mean, in some ways, I wish I had the option to have dual opening or single opening, because that'd actually be pretty cool in all reality. So now I got to bring these doors all the way back in order for them now, the computer, to figure out what's going on. So I got to let it go all the way in. Yeah, so it's interesting. Some people are saying, hey, now that Chris is her husband, who's paying for the cars? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, for the record, for the record, does Chris buy the Coyote truck for her? I'd have to honestly say, if Julia said anything she'd want, car-wise, would be the truck. Motorcycles, no, we're not gonna go down that road because those are mine, and I wouldn't push that anyways. Even if one of them was hers, I would not push that because we'll leave that alone. But the whole point is, and then she's got a horse. That horse is expensive as hell. Prancer is close to $2,000 a month, and that's a high number. But if you take the board in his feed, you're at like $1,500 a month for that horse. Yeah, so, hey. Yeah, I mean, if it's your wife, the thing about me is that irritates me about life. I have gone out of my way to take such good care of my family, my wife, my kids, and people on here do the old punch to me about, oh, your car's got repoed, you're a loser. It's like, okay, well, I'm glad you're so perfect. I'm glad you're perfect. That's awesome. It isn't to be insulting. I'm glad that you're an individual in this physical world, that you have figured everything out and everything in your life is perfect. That is fantastic. And I hope you're rewarded for that. I hope you have your life that makes you the best person in the world. That's a great thing. But for me, I've always been the guy that's just too nice. And as you know, the nice guys always finish last. So what I mean by that is I've always gone out of my way. My wife always has had beautiful cars. My wife lives on a beautiful piece of property. My parents had a beautiful home. I have bought my dad a gazillion trucks. I bought my dad and brother a boat. I bought my brother motorcycles. Numerous motorcycles. And the list goes on and on and on. And so then when I kind of get in a struggling time of financial hardships, then all of a sudden I become the idiot, the bad guy. And it's just like, wow. It is so bad. It's just really, it's such a fine line. It makes me so mad. But who does it blame but myself? Because I've been too lackadaisical, too free loose to be the guy that puts the foot down and goes, hey, honey, you're going to drive that Honda Civic that I bought you 10 years ago, and that's all you're driving. Hey, honey, we ain't updating the house. We ain't going to update this house. There's no need. I don't need this fancy house. I live out in my barn. I can live in a camper. So for me, but the problem is I'm the guy who goes out and buys so much crap. How can I call the kettle black? I can't. But as I'm getting older in life, but you know what's incredible is so many people think they know everything that's going on in my life financially. You don't. My company actually is not struggling. My company had one of its best years last year. People don't understand there's something else going on, which I'm not going to get into great length, that I got myself into trouble with that has created the hardships for me to keep all my cars. So if it wasn't for what I created on myself through my company, the cars wouldn't have gone away. But everything said I'm losing money. No. I made more money last year than I've ever made in my lifetime. But the problem is I have some other things going on that have created hardships against my company that have forced me to get rid of stuff to make good on those hardships. And those hardships are going to take about a year to get through those. So it kind of cracks me up on how some people on my channel are like, oh, this guy's done. He's done. Really? You really think that? Okay, well, I'm glad you do. Because I think it keeps you bringing back to my channel, because I think some people dwell off of watching others fail because it makes them feel good about themselves. And that's what life is. I've always said, instead of Success Magazine, where is the Failure Magazine, where people can read article after article of people that screwed themselves over in life so that you as an individual that maybe never did as good as you wanted to do, you feel better about yourself. I actually hear that conversation many times on my channel where somebody's like, I love your channel because when I show my wife how crazy you are, she thinks I'm the greatest guy in the world, which I'm glad. I am glad that my channel can do that your wife can say, I thought you were a little crazy, you want to have 2 or 3 cars, but after watching this guy, you're the love of my life. There's people out there far worse than you, honey. Ha ha ha. Far worse than you, honey. Oh, gee, thanks. Wow. Hey, it's a conversation of me talking to myself. Have you figured it out yet? But that's it. I'm done. I'm going to chill out, get a fire going, and stay tuned for more conversations on Ice Age TV as the lone, what was the famous show? Not the Lone Stranger. Lone Ranger? Was it the Lone Ranger? The cowboy guy and the horse? I can't remember, everybody. But the dogs are having a good time out here. They're all fed. They're happy. The lightning's gone away. And it's me hanging out by myself, talking to the dogs. Look at Willow. Willow is still freaked out. Look at this here. It is incredible how... Look at this here. Look. It's incredible. What is wrong psychologically with that dog? I never fired guns off in front of him. I never did anything bad to him. Now, usually, Diesel... I don't know where Diesel went off to. Where are you going off to? There's Prince. Is Prince missing Mommy yet? Yeah, that's the next thing. So does Julia take Prince and Gypsy away? I don't know. I mean, Prince and Gypsy have a really good life here. They're very manageable. Now, Prince will be a different dog with me because I'm not going to give this dog all the attention all the damn time. I'm not going to make him feel like he's king, which that's what he feels like. So many ways, there's a fine line there of how you treat a dog, and all of a sudden it thinks he's the only one, he's number one, and then he gets very bullyish. I try not to do that. I try to keep the love with all of them, and I try not to make it feel like just one is more important than everybody else per se, and try to manage these guys' attitudes. So, it'll be interesting if Julia takes the position. She wants to take Gypsy and Prince. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. She wants to take him down there when she goes, but whatever. It is what it is. But technically, Gypsy's mine. Gypsy I bought for me. Prince was bought for her. So you shall see, everybody. So stay tuned for more adventures, conversations. Hope you enjoy the content. Share the channel. Help my channel explode. It'd be so cool one day for all my hard efforts and my woes and suffering and me running my mouth that one day this channel went big time and I had hundreds of thousands of subscribers and I'm a creative guy and I would do everything I could to continue to make the channel that much more credit. So now Rebel has taken Gypsy's collar and now he'll just eat it and destroy it, which they do all that. And, but yeah, so if anybody, please share my channel. I just can't believe more people don't. I'm really surprised that more people don't tune in my channel and then they don't talk about it to their friends and share my channel, share my videos. I just kind of puzzled. And it's all blurry, so it makes it look like it's a 1960s, 70s video because I didn't clean my frickin' camera, but I don't care. So, the saying you can still do it, Jesus Christ. I just walked my whole frickin' property, and my watch is telling me that I still haven't accomplished my goal for. That's why I was wanting to go swimming earlier, to get some exercise in swimming. I just love swimming. I can't shut up. I'm gonna shut the hell up. God bless. Have a great night. And there we go. That red vodka gets it going every time, everybody. Gets it going. Good old Rebel. Playing with good old Gypsy. Pretty incredible how he got picked up Rebel at the last second. And he is such an entertaining dog. But it's time to sit down, everybody. Smoke a cigar and chill out. God bless. Stay tuned for the hopefully I do the car show tomorrow. What do I take? What do I take? We'll figure out in the morning. God bless. Have a great evening.